Hi, and welcome to Bogs Oddities and Curios, where mythology meets the coziness of crafts. So get a snack and a drink and prepare to be cozy. Hi, and welcome to today's episode where we will be talking about the mythology of me, Bog, while working on creating a fantastic outfit for myself. I'm really excited about this first episode and everything, so let's see how it went. And today's project will include making a set of horns and attempting a collar, waist corset, and a skirt. So let's go ahead and dive in. And so for the horn part of the project, I use Claws clay, which is like a lightweight clay. After you bake it, it's supposed to be still flexible, not as heavy. Perfect for something that I'm going to be wearing on my head. So I prepped the clay. I made my little armatures out of aluminum foil and started rolling everything out to start building up those layers on the aluminum foil. I probably could have made my horns a little bit thicker. They're okay, but they're not as thick as I initially would have liked them. Uh, but yeah, like here you see me just rolling the clay while it's been on the armature itself, trying to make it look more horn-like and get all pointy and build up the base and everything. You can see here, ignore my head in film. It was kind of hard to film this. But after I have all of it sculpted up, I did add some texture to it, like little grooves into my horns themselves, which I thought worked out pretty good. It held the paint pretty well too. Okay, what did you all think about the horns? I know they could have been a bit thicker, probably a little bit better, and maybe not as textured. But the important part is I did try, I did set out to make them, and I made them. If you do have any tips on how to build a pair of nice, stable horns, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll see about following up with that. All right, so we're gonna take a small break from the project. I know we still got more on it to do, but we're going to talk a little bit about me. Okay, so about me. My name is Bog, if you couldn't have already guessed from the name of the podcast. Um, and I love cozy things, cozy cardigans, cozy little evenings, for in front of a fireplace with it raining outside. I love all of that. Um, and like I said, the cardigans, the warm fuzzy socks, cups of teas and cupcakes, all of that is just awesome, and I love it. Though I need to move on because I'm now starting to make myself hungry. Um, I am your out of the neighborhood friendly little mushy demon fae that resides in a pocket dimension. No, you will not be able to find the pocket dimension. It is one of those that if you need it, then you'll be able to be granted access. If not, then you'll never be able to find it. Um, so when I'm not working on this podcast, I am running a small cafe within that pocket dimension where the weary can come to rest. Typically, your group of adventurers, travelers, what have you. Um, in my cafe, you will find a roaring fire, uh, lots of tea, coffee, if ale or some other type of alcoholic drink is your thing, might be there as well as delicious treats, a chance to wash the dust of the road off of you, and a chance to get some nice, safe sleep away from the dangers that you might have been facing. I did decide to start my podcast because there aren't as many adventurers out there as there used to be. People are embarking less and less from their home to avenge a loved one or go exploring, things like that. So I have found myself with loads of time. And what better to fill that time than sharing my knowledge of the folklore mythology from the many, many lands, as well as my love of crafts. So that will be pretty much the gist of every podcast. There will be some type of folklore or mythology, as well as a craft that will most likely tie in with the mythology. If not, there might be a reason why I didn't tie it in. But like the next episode, I already have it planned out. Can't wait to get started on that one. But there will be different crafts depending on the theme of each episode, like I said, from wood burning to painting to crocheting, sewing, anything I can think of and that I've been wanting to try. Now's like the perfect time for me to try it. And you get to see all my hilarious efforts about all of that. Now, enough about me. Let's get back to the rest of the project. So the collar. The collar was a mess in of itself. Don't get me wrong, the first part of it came out wonderfully. Like my test collar, it was beautiful. It was a nice white and blue, had a couple designs on it. I could change the way that I had it fastened, but other than that, I was relatively happy with it. So when I moved on to the next stage, which was actually making the collar, I made it out of orange because orange is one of my signature colors. And made it a little bit wider than the test collar. And when that collar came out, it just ended up being too wide and it crinkled weirdly and wasn't long enough. So I messed up measurements somehow. Um and to be honest, I did not record or I did record every single step, but I did this collar about 3 or 4 times. So I've only included some of the recordings, not all of it, just to give you an idea of what it was that I did do. So moving on from that messed up collar to the next section, like the next two, I believe it was 2 collars, just didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. Like my sewing machine didn't want to work the right way. Or I sewed it the wrong sides together and I was done, honestly. After making this collar like 3 or 4 times, I was like, I can't make another one. I am done. We're just going to go from here and call it a day. So yeah, I was done. I just couldn't do anymore. Um and as you saw, like I'm not wearing a collar in this video. I'm wearing a couple necklaces, and that's just really what it ended up being, was going through something like that. Sometime in the future, I will make another collar, but at this time, it's just not going to be it. All right, and thank you so much for tuning in today's episode of Bogs Oddities and Curios. I hope you tried today's project, and don't worry if it wasn't perfect. The important thing is that you tried. Doesn't need to be perfect. And if you want to keep up with all of my shenanigans, make sure to like, follow, subscribe so that you get those updates and you can keep track of when that next episode will release. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.